Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to WCA. We're here now with our second series of the day. It is going to be Team Secret versus Alliance. Alliance, who did manage to beat Na'Vi 2-0. Blitz, you still holding with your 2-0 prediction here for this series? I can only presume you're guessing Secret.
I guess the VP and IP are right, sadly.
Yeah.
2-1 would have been an ideal result, but that was a 2-0. I mean, the new Secret looked really good against, who did they play, Na'Vi? Yeah, it was Na'Vi.
Yeah.
But so did Alliance. So, I don't know. Secret's like a really untested product. I think people overreact a lot, you know, where they're just like, Secret's terrible when they first form.
Eternal Envy hasn't died yet. It must mean something.
And then they play one best of 3, and then all of a sudden, Secret is now the best. Like, teams have to, you know, relax. Give teams a little bit of time. They're just testing stuff out. Trying out roles, solidifying things. I hear that a lot of people are just kind of like, it's hard to really invest a lot into this current patch when you know it's going to be over in like potentially the next week or so.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah, you're not thinking of like these next level innovative strategies that you would because you know the patch is going to change.
Yeah, there's going to be a significant balance check before the majors happen. So you know it's going to be coming soon, and I would presume it's going to come before ESL 1 New York, which is going to be happening here in just a short period of time. So,
are you casting in that?
Yes, are you casting in that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They must have really had trouble finding people if they're bringing us.
Yeah, I know, right?
Toby and LD busy. All right.
Toby, LD, Sinrin, and Merlini.
Yeah, they're just like.
What happened?
So Alliance, they take Gyrocopter Naga. No surprise there. Naga is like one of those weird heroes where either you like really highly favor her or you don't at all. But obviously a team like Alliance, I think MyNuts plays it. Loda can play it too in a cinch. He needs, but I imagine that's a support for MyNuts. And Secret take the Queen of Pain, which they did yesterday almost immediately, and they pick Tusk.
Now, you were actually, we were seeing a period of time not so long ago where Queen of Pain was kind of like dropping lower and lower in priority when it came to the drafting phase, going as far as we saw like a 5th pick Queen of Pain once. Do you feel like the hero is still a top tier pick?
I mean, yeah, definitely. She still brings a lot when it comes to versatility, the laning phase, what she can bring to the late game. Still an incredibly strong hero. Like, make no mistake about it. It's just the way that the meta changes and shifts and teams start to experiment and they try to figure out what they like and what they don't like. Eventually we'll just see like different incursions into other mid heroes. She was a lot more popular when she could be running like the off lane too, but that's kind of become not a thing so much anymore.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
But it's still a really strong hero, like, no doubt about it. She'll always be one of those heroes that people will love to play, so that's going to be a huge thing. And
reserve time.
I mean, just talking about these teams, like, I love Misery, but, you know, he still needs an adjustment period for the offlane. And I think that that's something that they could definitely, like, work on. And that's good, though. It's like a point of improvement that's really easy for them, right? Like his clock was pretty good against Na'Vi, but he wasn't like I didn't think he was like 100% comfortable in the off lane. But I think that with his skill, he'll get there for sure.
Right. Oh man. We have a couple of bans. Dragonite, Storm Spirit also going to be banned away by Team Secret. Alliance going to take away the Animage and Bloodseeker. And now waiting on their last pickup. Sorry guys, this other studio is a little bit finicky. Dazzle. Works quite well with the Tusk. Another great saving mechanism. All around, I think this is a great pickup.
It fits pretty well with the Tusk. I'm just trying to see. They're kind of lacking damage from the carry perspective. I like that Alliance first 2 banned, or first or second phase ban the anti-mage.
10
We saw
seconds
it
remaining.
kind of fits Jackie's playstyle really well.
Right.
Crystal
5
Maiden.
But
seconds
Alliance are going to take the
remaining.
Crystal Maiden. It's a good counter
Radiant
against the
team
Queen of Pain
pick.
mid. It's one of the few supports that can actually gank her reliably. Got 2 more picks coming from Secret. Need a carry. I'm trying to think right now. What keeps up with Gyrocopter? I think Luna and a Cinch, but not an ideal pick.
10
Yeah,
seconds
Luna's like the
remaining.
weaker version of
5 seconds
Gyrocopter right
remaining.
now, right?
We saw it sometimes picked at, what was it, TI?
Reserve time.
But it's really fallen off nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the carry list, though, as to what can work. I don't know. You could do some weird Huskar pick right here, like as the last pick. I know EE plays pubs a lot. I think people underrate pubs in that it does teach you a lot about what works against like most things, just because
Right.
if you play enough.
Alliance's turn to pick.
But Visage is going to be the pickup, and that's a Tusk off lane. I like that. It's easier for Misery to play too.
And now we're just left with the carry for Team Secret. Broodmother going to be picked up by Alliance. Very likely that was going to be a 5th ban by Team Secret if the offlane was still open. So they snag it now in the 4th position. There isn't a whole lot. This really limits our carry now for Team Secret because you need not only a hero that's going to be able to keep up with Gyrocopter in some fashion, but also dealing with the Broodmother because their supports are rather poor at it. So things are
Reserve
looking a
time.
little rough.
Yeah, that's a really good pick too. Like, there's not a whole lot that you can do to counter it, like straight up 1-to-1.
Right.
I guess you can, like, Dazzle Visage especially isn't very good against it. Like, those are pretty passive supports, or passive-aggressive supports, and against a hero like Broodmother, they should struggle. But this last pick's going to be pretty interesting. I don't know. I like Huskar right now as a last pick for Alliance, or for
Team Secret, you mean?
Secret.
Because it's specifically faced up against the Gyrocopter.
There's not too much crowd control. There's no burst physical or Alina in the game or anything like that.
Right.
Secret or Alliance still have to take their mid hero though. I imagine it's their mid hero. Trying to think about what you can take here. You know what S4 played in the last 2 games versus Na'Vi? I've been sick, so I haven't been able to watch
They
the
picked
series.
up a Queen of Pain at one point in time.
Okay, I'm trying to think about all the S4 heroes that I know.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about Eternal Envy's hero though. If you want like a hero that can go one-on-one, maybe you take a Bristle or an Axe.
A
But-
bristle or an axe.
I would kind of like to see the Husk still.
But what are you going to do against Broodmother unless you're just like spamming out counter wards? Like eventually you're just going to lose control. Oh, Meepo! Weehaw Meepo?
Dang.
And-
Alright. Okay, I guess they... Alright. I mean, this guy slayed Newbie at, what is it, IESF or something like that? Do you remember that? It was like right after TI. They played in some tournament. It was like Team Romania.
Yep.
Okay, that is a really odd pick. Not for Team Secret though, just because everybody knows we.
Yeah, he's known for his Meepo play.
Yeah, I apologize once again, guys, in Twitch chat for the fact that I'm speaking really softly. Like, I'm really sick right now, and Austin's trying to get the audio levels to work. But
Yeah, this is a studio that we're not used to, and we have production, but it's hasn't been great.
I'll just try to speak up when I can.
Yeah. Anyway, last pick now for Alliance. Still need their mid to match up against the Queen of Pain.
I talked to
There's
Weeha.
like nothing left.
Oh.
No?
For the mid, I don't know. You could do something really weird. They banned the Ember, which kind of sucks. You could take... What deals with Meepo well? I'm trying to think about the laning presence that they have right now and what they can actually do. But Magnus is okay here. I guess the Tusk kind of counters it. And you don't have any natural...
Tidehunter? Alliance? This is a surprise pickup.
Okay, I think this is just in response to the Weeha.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be Mag, but you need some sort of like AoE control hero as a real factor to deal with it.
Yeah, because Weeha's going to be running a mid Meepo here, right? Or... Because I thought they were just going to take advantage, like, I thought that was why they would pick up a melee.
Yeah, you could do that. I've seen Eternal Envy play mid though. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Like you could just go for a straight up. You put Meepo in the safe lane and he has poof, and you just pull the creep wave, try to get him a level advantage early, and then the Meepo can deal with it.
Yeah.
And then you put Queen of Pain mid, and she can beat the Tidehunter.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just kind of a wonky game in general because of that Meepo pick. Like it's hard to straight up counter that with what you have right now. Yeah, he's okay. So it is going to be a mid Queen of Pain. Like they're doing like the counter fake back, where S4 thinks it's going to be a Meepo mid, but Secret is just going to adjust to this. Like
Yeah.
I think the Meepo was always intended to go to the safe lane actually.
So now they're left with this unfortunate matchup, Tidehunter versus Queen of Pain, which with the bottle spamming, maybe S4 can do all right, but
This is the first this is the first hero I ever saw S4 play mid, personally. It was like back when I had a team during the TI2 days with like Infinity and stuff. We played against like the old Fnatic. Do you remember that? When E was like briefly on Fnatic. That was the hero I first saw.
peeking out a bit. It's too loud.
Alright. I mean, I'm just interested to see how this matchup actually plays out. Brood versus Meepo. I don't think I've ever casted that before. And I don't know when the last time I've casted Queen of Pain versus Tidehunter is.
Never?
Yeah, this might be a first for me in both regards.
I'm trying to imagine the situation where Queen of Pain runs, like, somehow gets the safe lane solo and it's against an off-lane Tidehunter or something. But
I think Queen of Pain wins this matchup. I don't want to say that with like absolute certainty because I don't think I've ever seen a mid Tidehunter even in a pub game for myself.
yeah.
Alright, and S4 is going to run in, see that it's the Queen of Pain. I have no idea how he's going to harass the Queen of Pain back. As I say that, he gets like the first CS of the game and gets the anchor smash off on her.
He's already 2-0. With the Kraken Shell, unfortunately, that takes a lot of damage for you to be able to get rid of the Shadow Strike, so it actually won't be effective at cleansing off that that debuff, but it will at least stop some of the harassment damage out from Jackie. See more Shadow Strikes. S4 just desperately trying to get enough CS to get his bottle, and it's on its way now.
He misses that anchor smash, but he was just outside the radius. I had to top it over. He's got the bottle now, so he should be okay. He's about to hit level 3 as well. He's doing pretty good in this lane right now, and Misery's getting some harass here at top.
Yeah, he almost dies there. Just the harassment out of the Naga Siren. One right click and he would have maybe died there. But time being, Admiral Bulldog, he really showed a large amount of strength in the matchup against Na'Vi on the Broodmother. He had a rough start too. That was the tough part. He had a really rough start.
I mean, it's Bulldog. I think he's one of the offlaners in the world that really like demands attention onto himself. Unlike a lot of other offlaners, like his hero pool, people complain about it. You know, they always have that meme. It's like he only plays Lone Druid and Nature's Prophet, but he actually plays a lot of the really annoying space creating offlaners really well. It's just that his Nature's Prophet is that good. This lane is going to be pretty hard for him in the early give, just because what is he actually going to do to harass? Like the Meepo net is pretty good, decent way to deal with him. On top of that, you've got 2 Meepos. The poof does a lot of damage. You don't really think about it until you get hit by it in the early game.
Yeah.
It's so easy to last hit with Meepo under a tower when you have 2 heroes.
S4 is just pushing into Jackie as much as he possibly can. Misery's going to try and stop him, though. If he gets the right...
He's going to stop him from getting down the cliff.
Yeah, he gets the right Q off. He's going to be able to block S4 in. They will be able to get the Anchor Smash out.
What's going on? This Tidehunter's actually kind of dominating the mid lane right now. I guess the Queen of Pain can't really get close and right-click because the Kraken and the Anchor Smash is enough to deal with her. Like, I can't tell if this is a misplay or just the Tidehunter is actually quite decent. It actually kind of looks like the Tide's just fine.
Yeah.
I probably just didn't put enough thought into this matchup.
Misery level 2, Gyrocopter level 4. Tough matchup for anybody. Misery's just kind of left with the situation where he has to stay away from the Naga Siren, otherwise the Ensnare is going to catch him. And they'll just rocket barrage him down. Admiral Bulldog's obviously getting a bit more in his off lane, but we now have the level 4 now, Meepo, which is going to be able to catch a number of Spiderlings. So Weehawk gets some extra CS out of that. 28 and 7 is going to be obviously a bit overinflated, but
he also has his own bottle, and he's purchased his own dust. So he's got solo kill potential, and I really like the way that Weehaw is running this right now. He's just pretty much netting and using his poof even for the broodling.
Misery's going to be the first blood at the top lane. He ends up getting caught by the rotation of Ake, and My Nuts, the illusion with the Riptide, is actually what finishes him off.
That top lane was always going to be rough.
Yeah, there's very little he can do about it. S4 is not doing bad. I mean, he's 19 and 1 compared to the 21 and 8. Most melee, like you, like a Dragonite, Magnus, now I guess Tidehunter mid. These heroes are not supposed to get better CS than their range counterpart most of the time. So he's doing all right.
He's got CM Aura, and it's a naturally tanky hero. Alliance, though, they take the top tower, which is pretty big, because now this means that Ake can actually smoke and rotate into that mid lane and go for a kill, which I think is the play here. Like S4 hits level 6, you rotate mid as Queen of Pain, or against the Queen of Pain, and try to get a kill.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Level 4 Visage now. Jackie has his ultimate ready to go, so if they actually get a good gank and he's got his max amount of mana, they will be able to get the quick kill. Couple more Spiderlings dying. Admiral Bulldog's got to take real good care of his Spiderlings, make sure he doesn't feed away too much extra.
Ake's level 3 right now. He's got a smoke and he has boots too. I think this is a pretty good opportunity for them to get aggressive, especially when S4 is level 6.
Yeah.
Like this could be just a guaranteed kill for them. I think he's going to go for the stack first, so he can eventually just go jungle again. But I would kind of like to see them get a little bit more aggressive around the map. I guess he's worried about if the gank fails. But they have enough damage, I think, between the two of them. Like, the level 3 Kraken should be enough. Or Anchor Smash, I mean. S4's just sitting in the middle of the lane. This Queen of Pain actually can't come forward. He doesn't really care about the dagger damage anymore, and I think E's kind of given up on it. He's not really spamming him anymore. He's just like, this isn't working.
Yeah. Do you think he should have tried a little bit like the extra level in Shadow Strike, or was it just never going to work?
I just don't think it was going to work, because the Tide is actually like 10 movement speed faster than the Queen of Pain, and when it comes to being able to like dagger and right click off, it's pretty hard for the Queen of Pain. And because the Tidehunter just cops no damage, it's kind of difficult not to get hit by the radius.
Spiderlings are going to headshot Puppey here. They do have an extra 3-man smoke rotation. This is something Alliance will continuously do with the Broodmothers. They will smoke into the Broodmother's lane as best as possible. Admiral Bulldog will go down as Misery is able to get the snowball to finish him off, but Misery is now just going to be run down by the Rocket Barrage, and Dazzle actually gets picked off in the middle lane. Misery's going to be finished off. Question is, S4, oh yeah, he's definitely getting away. There's no way Jackie can actually kill him, so S4 gets a kill on the Dazzle all by himself against him and the Queen of Pain.
I love that the Queen of Pain's chasing him, and he's like, nah, I don't really care about this, and he just goes back to CSing.
Yeah, he turns around, throws out an anchor smash. He's going to have a really fast blink tagger at this point. This is this mid Tidehunter's working out incredibly well.
Yeah, I mean, when it pays off, because it's a hero that can just static farm. It's like a boulder. Nothing really just pushes it out of the lane. He just like sits there and swings his watermelon fist around. But what I really liked about Alliance there is that they simultaneously went for the kill mid when S4 pops his Ravage for that. Because I think that Secret is anticipating S4 to be the one to lead it, but it's actually Loda that comes down to set up that kill, and Weeha, they want to get aggressive on him bottom. He doesn't have the best vision here, and they do see the CM at least.
Yeah, CM. Got a TP away, but the nuke damage is going to catch him out before he can do anything, so free kill there. Nuts and Admiral Bulldog, between the Illusions and the Spiderlings, they can actually pressure the tower quite a bit, which means that Secret need to rotate over and deal with him, but Admiral Bulldog's actually making his way through the jungle right now. They don't have any counter vision up.
The Tide has a Blink Dagger, and the Queen of Pain, if I remember correctly, just finished Treads. Yeah, like the Tide's farm is actually kind of out of control right now. He's just been clearing stacks out too. He's got 2,300 gold with just 9 minutes into the game. Usually Tidehunters are just incredibly reliant on the ultimate alone to be able to get stuff done, but this Tidehunter doesn't really have that issue. I think you just TP if you're S4 if you see the Visage coming. Like what does the Queen of Pain actually do here?
Not a whole lot compared to that Tidehunter once he's got Ravage up, that's for sure.
You get really aggressive if you're Alliance now.
Oh yeah. You could see Admiral Bulldog's already playing off the jungle. In fact, he can start taking away. There's a nice stack here, which he's going to burn through, it looks like. Barring that Team Secret don't catch him out in the process. He's playing this very passively. This is twice now. Admiral Bulldog loves to play around this section right here. This section is trees where he's able to just bounce to 3 different camps. And he'll just play essentially in the jungle the whole entire time and not really show his face in the offlane.
Yeah, Misery's trying to go for the stack, but I mean, Admiral Bulldog's already in position. His only real goal is to not let the spiders die. Like, probably the biggest thing right now. And Misery's going to start on the stack, but Bulldog again is here. He's just waiting. Trying not to show himself.
They're going to go for a jump forward now onto Misery. Can't quite get him. He's going to go into the middle lane where they're already going on to Jackie, who's ensnared up, frostbitten, and will not escape. Admiral Bulldog not even needing. He's going to be spotted, though, as Weehaw comes in. That's going to be a mess of creeps, but a good sleep. My nuts. Pops it at the perfect time, and Admiral Bulldog will skitter away to safety here. In fact, S4, he's going to jump forward here and try and get an anchor smash onto Misery. Can't quite get him, so they'll have to turn on a Pylite die instead. Shalgrave only buys him so much time. Call down just to zone back the rest of Team Secret. And Alliance, at 11 minutes in, have taken now quite the control of this early game.
Yeah, I guess I just misread the situation, and Tide does fine against the Queen of Pain. And you're seeing that right now. Like, the matchup, S4 has more CS. He's got the Blink Dagger really early completed, and he's just getting aggressive in the mid lane repeatedly. That's the second Ravage that he's used to get a kill. They should be able to grab the kill on him here. I don't think there's a way he survives this. Not with the heal bomb too, but Alliance are still in pretty decent control of this game right now. Loda almost has the SNY, or at least the Yasha component of it. The good news for Secret though is that Wii is still really farmed. He has about half of his Aghanim Scepter. He's already halfway to the second part of the piece, or the third part once they get this mid tower. Jackie's pretty underfarmed, but I think that's okay right now, as long as they can continue to get aggressive while the Ravage is down. Like, I think that's your one opportunity to get really aggressive if you're Team Secret. Just continue to get aggressive around the map. Try not to let them just play off Ravage timings like VP did when they had the Silencer ultimate.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Two-man smoke up. Secret making their way through the jungle. Are going to run into Admiral Bulldog here. They throw out the dust, but it doesn't catch Admiral Bulldog himself. The snowball just runs into the Spiderlings, and Misery goes a bit too far. He's going to be caught by the ensnare and immediately burst into more babies for Admiral Bulldog.
That was rough. I think Misery thought that at least they would get spiders out of that. That was just a good TP though by Alliance. It was an unexpected one too, because Bulldog wasn't in any trouble. That was just a really good offensive maneuver by them, because they knew that Misery would try to commit, at least for the spiders. But that was just miscommunication, I think, from Team Secret as a whole, because Misery probably thought that he had 3 heroes backing him up.
Jackie only has the Staff of Wizardry at this point. Visage already has a medallion. 3-8, 13 minutes in, Alliance holding on to about a 2,000 gold lead and 1,000 experience.
They're set up for top right now with 2. But with Ake here, I don't even know if they can do this. Loda's quite tanky too. Got the Sange and that Mask of Death. Queen of Pain is a DD, but she's just going to blink out. They should know now. They're not really getting a lot out of this in this top area. And look at what Bulldog has farmed so far. He's almost got the fully completed Orchid too.
Yeah, the Orchid first. He actually gets a spit of damage on Weehaw bit by bit. Does have that counter ward, so he's got to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to feed away any extra Spiderlings. Weehaw's already big enough as is. 6,500 net worth right now and has completed the Aghanim Scepter. So we'll add one more Meepo to the list. A 3-man smoke behind MyNuts, who's currently trying to push down the middle lane. They're going to see if they can get the jump on anybody who wants to defend or gank MyNuts, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. The smoke wears out, and they'll just commit to taking this tier 1 tower. In the meantime, the rest of Secret staying a little bit more spread. In 2-man teams, Misery and Jackie up here at the top lane, pushing that one out. You have Pylai Die at the bottom lane, making sure that Weeha's going to be okay. And Puppy just microing his familiars, seeing if he can draw a little bit of aggro off of that tower, but it will go down no matter what he does.
Alliance, they're just trying to play around the Ravage timing as much as they can, which is what you want to do. You don't typically see the mid-Tide Hunter just because the tempo of the hero is a little bit late or slow. But it really works when you have a hero like Gyrocopter or Broodmother that can fight independent of that Ravage. Is the main reason why I think this is going to work. And they're going to go for the Roshan now too. And with the medallion completed on MyNuts, I think this should be a free Roshan. I don't really see Secret contesting this. Secret's just hoping that Meepo gets farmed enough that he can just do a ton of burst damage.
Yeah, but he still needs the Blink Dagger before he's really effective in team fights, which the rate that Weehaw is farming up will come quite soon. But they now have an Aegis on their Gyrocopter. There's the Eul Scepter for the Queen of Pain.
Oh, I really like that pickup. The type of lockdown that Alliance have aren't really hard lockdowns. Like the CM Frostbite and the Naga Siren Net aren't ideal lockdowns against items like Eul's. It's only really going to be the Ravage that interrupts him, or if Eternal Envy misuses it.
Right. Jump onto Jackie here. He's already blinked himself once, makes the Yules onto S4. They're going to be able to get the Frostbite, though, and they still have the Ravage. They're going to commit it here to try and pick off Jackie. Anchor Smash goes out. They will be able to finish him off. A new comes out for the Visage, able to take out the Tidehunter, but in the side, Admiral Bulldog now jumps on a pile. I die, the Orchid, and the burst of damage will be able to pop him. Admiral Bulldog actually goes down in turn thanks to Puppy's nukes, but Weha is going to maybe be cleaned up here. Snowball goes out, and there goes the Meepo. Loda, though, will lose his Aegis. Misery caught in the Frostbite. There's no more slows out from Ake. Actually pops a pretty long magic wand and will be able to get an additional slow, but Misery's already out. The Sigil covering his tracks pretty well. 5-11, and Alliance taking more and more control. They've lost that Aegis, though, and that's a little bit concerning, but at least they keep the Weha Meepo from picking up the Blink Dagger.
Being able to win that fight was really big because they had to use the Ravage just to kill the Queen of Pain, and I think in some way she might have been able to live if she didn't commit for the kill. Like I think her Blink was up, right, after the Ravage? Because she didn't die in the Ravage timing. But
yeah, I think it should have been up because it's level 4. She got Frostbitten. And then Ravage, I think she expected the Shallow Grave to come in, so she turned and Sonic Waved, but...
Yeah, that was... Because I saw the Dazzle come in as well, and he wasn't Orchided at that point, so I think it's just continued a little bit of miscommunications, and at top, they're going to go for Jackie, but I don't really know how you accomplish this with just these two heroes.
If they can scare her away and then possibly slow her down with the Gush and Anchor Smash, it's still not going to be enough by itself. Jackie will just Eul Scepter the Gyro and blink back once again, so... no real opportunity here. Another Ancient stack. This is a 4-stack now. Minut setting that one up for Loda to get that much farther ahead. He's sitting at 8,000 net worth right now, about to cross over that 10K threshold.
This Queen of Pain, though, what does she have right now? It's just the Eul Scepter. I guess everybody's kind of underfarmed in this game. It's a little bit weird. Minut, with the exception of the Gyrocopter. He's got a lot of stacks coming in right now. And Minuts has a fully completed Solar Crest at just 18 minutes into the game. It's really weird because the item doesn't seem like that big of a deal at first glance. But when it comes to like the first few fights, it's going to mean quite a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, Minut's misclicks?
What?
He just used the sleep.
Oh. That's too bad because it's only level 1 too, so that's a pretty lengthy cooldown.
It was really weird. He just used it and then turned it off immediately. I think he was like, I hope nobody saw that.
Well, they do have mech coming in, so Alliance's team fight potential is going to be going through the roof soon. They also have the BKB that's being built by Loda. Admiral Bulldog will start going for some of his right-click build. I'm presuming he's going to go for the same kind of build that I saw from him the other day, where we're going to have a BKB built out of him when they try and push high ground, just so he can have a little bit more team fight presence.
Yeah, he just wants to delay it as much as he possibly can. And the Orchid helps too against heroes like the Dazzle and the Visage, who really won't be getting anything like a BKB or Glimmer Cape anytime soon. Like, this is not a hero that I usually like to see Pili die on. I like to see him on those weird space creaty heroes. Wea's going to get so much gold right now.
Yeah.
Keeps netting Spiderlings.
Jackie is waiting for an opportunity to cut the creep wave here at the top lane. Shows himself, doesn't even fully commit, immediately blinks back out because there's just too many heroes off map for him right now. Bit too scary. Yeah, it looks like BKB next item for Admiral Bulldog. He's got the Ogre Club.
It's a safe choice, especially when you're playing against the Meepo. That poof damage, when you're being hit by like 4 Meepos, and every single one of them poof on top of you, you kind of get obliterated.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But we has this blink now. And I think Alliance, what they're really waiting for is, I think they were hoping that Aegis wouldn't fade out, is the first thing.
Yeah.
Because that was, I mean, they won the fight. They killed Weha, they killed the Queen of Pain too, but you would have liked to take a tower or potentially more kills than that.
Yeah, certainly.
Oh, and they're actually just going to kill Bulldog.
Yep, they caught him. Caught him inside the trees, one of the common hiding spots for a Broodmother, pushing past that now dead Tier 1 tower.
I mean, Wii has his own dust. It helps so much.
Mm-hmm. You could just pop it at a random point. If he catches the Broodmother, locks him down with the nets. That's an easy kill. Misery wasn't even necessarily needed, just helped with the control on the Broodmother. Speaking of him, he's actually going to finish up a Glimmer Cape in a second here. I love this choice, though. Minot's going for the really early gem. He already has the Solar Crest. There's not much need for anything else.
Oh, Jackie actually just runs into Ake right now. I think he's dead.
Yeah, he's going to be frostbitten right as the blink comes back up, and the damage is there. He tries to get off the Sonic Wave at the last second, but
did you see what happened?
Doesn't actually happen. But no, I think Ake just
game sensed it. He waits up there that entire time behind Loda, and Eternal Envy does the normal thing where he just like continues to blink through in the hopes that like if somebody like gets caught out alone, but then he just blinks literally on top of Ake, and Ake's like, okay, this seems free. That finally ends the lull for Alliance, who hadn't picked up a kill for quite some time since that mid-engagement, but that's a really good one to get. It was so fortuitous how it happened too. That's the definition of it fell into my lap.
BKB for the Gyrocopter. It's 3-0 and 4, presumably going to start. Do you go MKB just for a little bit more damage here? Because there's not a whole lot of right-click power that comes out from this team. Especially this early on. They're so dependent on their magic damage. Or maybe do you go something like Satanic, so you have the extra stats to be able to survive through the burst?
I've seen Satanic after SNY. It's not the build.
It's not.
You just don't do any damage.
What about some other stat build like Scotty?
I just think that he needs damage to be able to pop the Meepos in time.
Okay, so still go for MKB or Butterfly.
Yeah, you've got enough crowd control, and you know the Meepo isn't going to get something like a BKB. Like, the Meepo's also just going to go pure stats. And at bottom, Bulldog's dead again.
Yep, he's caught.
That's so rough for him. Like, Meepo's such a good counter to him as a hero. You can't split push against this hero. He can be everywhere at once.
Crystal Main Ake actually opts for Hand of Midas, gets it at 24 minutes in, not too bad, considering pick off on Jackie that he got earlier and some of the jungling that he's been doing.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Jumped up in net worth quite a significant amount recently. Alliance have been playing pretty passive lately. In their match earlier, I felt like that Na'Vi were playing a much more patient game than I'd seen from them ever before. And I'm getting kind of that same sense here now, but I don't feel like they're holding on to the lead this time around.
No, not nearly enough.
Pick up at the gem will be able to limit a lot of the vision, though, from Team Secret. And they're going to turn for Roshan. With this Aegis, I'm presuming they're going to try and take the rest of these Tier 2 towers.
You have to. You can't. I don't know if you can just continue to really play this passively. Like, Bulldog's hero will kind of start to fall off a little bit. What do you do with an Orchid against a Meepo? He doesn't care.
I mean, do you think Team Secret have better late game with the Meepo and Queen of Pain as their two cores? I mean, maybe Alliance could just push this late where the Gyrocopter is 6 slotted.
Possibly, but if Meepo gets something like a Hex, which a lot of Meepos will when it comes to the late game, and the Gyrocopter has something like the 5-second BKB, because I really prefer, if I were in Secret's position, I would prefer my supports late game.
Oh, the power of the Visage Dazzle. Yeah, I can see that.
Like, the Crystal Maiden is eventually just going to fall off a cliff. This is such an awkward position. I guess Weeha's fine, though. I don't know if S4 will just, like, YOLO blink ulti this.
I think he might as well. And then little does he know, but he's actually going to catch Pylite Eye and Puppey in the process, as their two-man smoked right next to Weeha. This could actually be an incredibly fortuitous fight if they get a little bit more support. They kind of need Minuts and Ake as soon as possible.
They're showing mid right now, so they might not think that S4 is behind them here.
Yeah.
But Secret, they've got an Aghanims and a Medallion completed on Puppey. He's kind of absurdly farmed, if you think about it. Yeah, he's just behind the Brood when it comes to net worth. I don't know how that happened. Puppy just farms, man. It's unexpected. I think he was like the first... Actually, I don't know about that at all. He was the first support player I know that got 7K. So individual skill is clearly up there.
Oh, okay.
No, Puppy. Puppy.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, he did it by playing Naga, but still.
Yeah. What's happening? Oh. DC'd from TeamSpeak.
I don't think it's too big of an issue. They should be able to solve this pretty fast.
Yeah.
How do you actually rat Dota against a brute, or as a brute against the Meepo?
Especially if he's able to pick up that Scythe of Ice, maybe a little bit later, you have Shivas and a gem. And he always just like jumps forward, catches you.
Okay. It's all good in the hood. I don't know. Do you favor alliances late game?
The initiation is definitely on their side, and I think the Gyrocopter is just a stat-wise, he's just weak enough that he could easily be popped. But I think the biggest striking time for Secret is going to happen like 15 minutes from now, when you do have the Scythe of Ice finished up, and then you have a little bit extra on Weehaw and a little bit extra on Jackie, and they'll just be able to maybe overwhelm the Gyrocopter in the beginning of every fight. You know, just jump in, Scythe of Ice, poof, poof, poof. The burst damage could potentially take the Gyrocopter out real quickly before there's really any real response.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. I think if you go this BKB early on, like what makes Gyro fantastic is his ability to scale into the mid game really well.
Yeah.
And in the early game, that Rocket Barrage and Call Down is unparalleled. And Flat Cannon allows you to farm stacks, but your hero does eventually fall off. When it comes to the damage game, you're building all of these items that you don't necessarily want in the late game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got the Helm of Dom, the Satanic, or yeah, you can build that into the Satanic, but you won't for a while. You've got the S and Y that doesn't scale the best. The early BKB, once it gets to like that 5-second mark, it's not as effective. Oh no, this game's gonna be rough. But they have the Aegis. They just kind of have to get some things going right now.
All right, well, it's 25 minutes in. It is 7-13 right now. We have a 5,000 gold lead for Alliance, 2,500 experience.
Man, Twitch chat just hates everything.
What do you mean by that?
They hate you, they hate me, they hate Bulldog, they hate us. They just... There's nobody...
Yeah,
nobody's safe.
That's the way with Twitch chat. Say I love you. Alright. I'm just glad that the audio's now been sorted out, except for the fact that I can't use my headphones. Join Dota Studios.
Get our stuff together, man. Whoop, whoop.
ESL1. What was that video?
Oh, they made some kind of like hour-long talk before ESL 1 between Hotbit, Merlini, and Purge.
Oh.
You know, I'm just killing.
That should be interesting.
I'm just killing time.
If you guys follow Purge or Hotbit or Merlini on Twitter, they just tweeted that out recently. So if you want to check that out.
Merlini.
We also have the defense going on right now in Join Dota Red. Dirk is casting that. I don't know with who.
It was supposed to be me.
It was supposed to be you, but then I stole you away.
It really did. We've got to practice for ESL.
Yeah, that's true. We got to shine there.
Got to do a good job.
Then we've got MLG after that. Then we've got the majors.
Normally I'm much better at the banter game, but my
It's been an awkward day. I don't know.
the sound issues and my flu.
Yeah. I don't think we just have our
I hope I don't
stride
get
right
you
now.
sick. Oh, wait, are you already sick? I don't even know.
Yeah, I've been sick for like the last 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
It feels like, yeah.
Man.
Durka got me sick before we went to Red Bull. Remember? I was sick at Red Bull.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Probably didn't notice because we were scrambling to and fro every 5 minutes.
I'm soft as baby shit. I took time off when I got sick.
Yeah, I know.
Austin just powers through it.
Just cast. I mean, we have so many. We have so many games that it's not really an option. we can't even cover everything with the 3 casters that we have right now. D2CL has been covered by contract casters for like the last 3 days. Because at one point in time, there was literally 4 casts going on at once.
Man, the chat exploded.
The moment you notice them, Blitz.
They just think they're undetected doing their thing. But now that they
Blitz
have...
Senpai noticed me. Spam, spam, spam. Once they know you're reading it, that's when it becomes real.
Everybody reads it.
Yeah.
I haven't become...
All casters notice it, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I could live my life without like having the Twitch chat up at all during casts, I would. But when you're like running, when you don't have somebody else in charge of production, you kind of have to have it up.
Yeah.
Because that's how the issues get
I
spammed
shit
out.
post all the time. I love it.
Yeah. So, because otherwise it's just distracting.
Yeah.
And you want to stay focused on the game.
You
But
can't really... It's not... I guess it's kind of distracting. I don't know what we're supposed to do during these pauses. You know, it's really weird because I'm that type of person that wants everybody to like me, but there are people that want me to just overanalyze the game to death. Like, even though we've talked about the late game scenarios, the mid game scenarios, the item builds and stuff like that. But now I don't know if I should just like talk about random stuff. Because this game has been paused for like the last 8 minutes now.
I'm pretty sure you can talk about random stuff. I'll allow it.
We kind of are already. Just talking about Twitch and how not to be hated.
Step 1, memes.
Yeah, you gotta be real top tier.
That's the secret to Twitch chat and Reddit success.
Aw.
Poor Hanskin. Alright, so they're reinstalling TeamSpeak or something because Pilot Eye isn't connected.
We're just chilling. It's all good. Oh, are we on camera now?
Yes, we are.
Oh, I was gonna do that
I
weird.
brought it up.
I was gonna do that weird way of sitting I do.
I mean, you could go for it.
I don't want
you
to.
could show the world you're sitting.
I'm self-conscious now.
Just imagine how you sit in a chair, and then just picture Blitz sitting at the exact opposite you would. So, first of all, sit facing the back.
Yep.
And second of all, sit instead of sitting on your ass, lean on your dick. That's what you do.
Yep. You know, I was sitting like that when Michael came by with like a bunch of investors and stuff. I was like in the office. Our boss like comes by with like 5 people, and he says nothing to me. And I'm just like, this is awkward. Like, I did not anticipate this.
That's okay. When Semler and Anders came by.
Yeah.
That was the first time I met them. I was in between series at the time. And I had like an hour-long break, so I was doing what I was doing earlier. I had my food out and everything, and had my feet up on the table with my shoes off and everything.
Very
and
professional.
I was just like kind of resting, kind of dozing there, and all of a sudden the studio door opens, and Mika and Semler and Anders come in, say hi, and I'm just like, oh.
When was this?
This was a little while ago.
This was before me?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was before Blitz Dota.
I'm just chilling.
Yeah. Here comes the Anti-Mage Beastmaster Spam.
I'm just reading chat. Like, the only things I can read are Merlini, hair.
Hair. That's a big one.
A lot of PogChamps. It's hard to keep up, though, because it's so spam heavy.
Yeah, because we have 55,000 people watching right now. 55,000 people watching Blitz and I bullshit. What a life we live.
Makes you feel real proud of yourself. Dude, I'm getting old. I was just thinking about that. I don't know how much...
You're not getting old.
I'm 25. I don't know how much longer I want to cast Dota for. Real talk here?
Real talk time.
I was thinking about that.
Are you retiring? I mean, that'll at least be something for 55,000 people to watch.
Yeah, maybe after TI6.
Maybe after TI6.
I've been thinking about it a lot. It's
Yeah.
not a lie.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
I already theorized before we even had the conversation.
Yeah.
You would stop after TI6.
I think so too.
You think you would have? Do you think you'll ever move into a different game or
No.
cast for a different game or anything like that?
I will say that a game offered me significant money to do like a day of streaming for them or something. I'm like the least corporate guy. I was like, nope. I saw some other Dota people do that. I was like,
yeah, sellouts.
I don't know. I don't do Dota for the money. So
Yeah. Believe me, I know.
you know,
You
definitely
tell me
don't,
constantly.
you definitely don't do Dota for the money. It's like
No.
the worst. It's literally
Pretty
like
much
the
nobody
worst.
does.
Yeah, but I'm getting pretty old nowadays.
You're 25.
Yeah,
When
but
do you
it's
turn
like-
26?
Me. Oh, I gotta start thinking about what I want after Dota. I don't know. It's scary though. I feel like
I just realized I'm not 25 yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're older than me. God damn.
I knew I was. It's just my baby face that makes it hard for people to believe. People always think that you are older than me. People think that Scriff is older than me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, isn't Wetboss older than Scriff? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Or is Scriff older than Wetboss? I
I
can't
don't know.
remember.
I mean, really, they're the same. Let's be real. Do you want to talk about some Dota things? Do you have anything, any gripes? Any pub problems lately?
No, I
I
mean,
told somebody, I don't know who it was. Who came in, what pro casted with me recently? Anyway.
Shoot.
Oh, I think I was talking to Clairvoyance, actually.
Okay.
I told him about your Visage mid
Yeah?
and how I've yet to see it. He doesn't think that's a thing.
Oh, really? My friend just messaged me and he's like, he remembers me doing it. When I was I just do weird stuff. I live like
This
some
is just a
weird,
weird
charmed
guy.
life.
Yeah.
I just like answer my door in my underwear and weird stuff happens to me constantly.
Never worked a real day in his life. Still makes more money than most of us.
These soft hands were not made for... Hands up.
Like, these hands really aren't... Like, look at the difference in our hands. Yeah.
These hands were meant to
Those hands aren't even meant to,
Yeah,
like,
these hands
carry...
were-
Those hands aren't even meant to, like, search through bills.
These were meant to do taxes. In olden times, I would be the guy who counts our money, and you would be the guy who slays.
I'd be the gladiator. You'd be my accountant.
I really would be. Arteezy always says I look like a hotel owner whenever I suit up. Because he can't see me as, like, a professional. He says everybody else does, like... You know, everybody else looks really good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, everybody always flames me. I don't know why.
Well, to quote you, you flame your friends the most, right?
You have to. That's how you know they're your friends.
I don't quite think that's how universal friendship works.
I do-
but
I went to an all-
That's how friendship works with Blitz.
I went to an all-guys Catholic school in high school,
Yeah.
and that's how it worked.
That's okay. That's how friendship works with guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the times. It's a whole masculine giving each other shit. Baby face? Is that because you're a baby? You have a baby face?
Yeah.
Or is it because you mentioned our tour?
Somebody says they hate me. That happens.
It's a daily thing for Blitz.
I mean, what can you do? People never have a conversation with you in their lives. They already decide where you stand on the spectrum.
Yeah. I mean, at least daily reminder that Toby is 30. Yeah, Toby's 30, dude.
Yeah, but
You could be living that life. You could be on your 3rd decade already.
I definitely don't want to be. I don't know. I don't want to say definitely, but I don't think I'll be. I can almost safely guarantee that I won't be doing Dota when I'm 30. 5 years from now, I think at that point.
What do you want to do? After Dota's dead and gone, you're no longer casting. You're no longer. Are you just gonna keep streaming? You're just gonna be a streaming personality?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think
what the hell are you gonna do?
I think after like TI6, if that's the limit I set for myself, I would just like completely. You'd have to cold turkey it. That's what Hani told me.
Yeah.
You have to cold turkey it. Otherwise, like you would just go back to doing it. Now they just got to the part where they saw our hand differences.
Kappa pride.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, what are you gonna do? What did you go to school for?
Sell my body.
I didn't ask you what happened at school or how did you get into school. I meant what did you study at school? You were going to become a lawyer at some point, weren't you?
Yeah, but those
What
know
did
who
you
talked me out
graduate
of that? Hotbit told me not
Yeah,
to
I
do
know.
that. I was business management.
Okay, business
But
management.
Hotbit told me not to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Said I would hate it. He's like, if I can talk you out of it, you were meant to be it in the first place.
Yeah. I've heard that story from Hotbit. That does not sound like the life.
I mean, it was just something to do.
No.
You all gotta have goals.
I can't actually imagine Blitz like.
I think about it like this.
Intern Blitz.
Think about it like this. Oh, you're gonna fix my mic for me? Thanks, Dad.
I mean, I have to do that constantly just because it shows up on camera for once.
All right, here's what happens. My mom, in Asian culture, it's a really big deal for my mom to be able to go to another, Asian mother and say, "This is what my son's doing." And
oh, what a disappointment!
No. It's kind of okay now that I got to work at TI. Like she's sort of okay with it now. She thinks it's like kind of something that she can tell her friends about.
Semi-legit.
Yeah,
okay.
because she works in Seattle.
Yeah.
So like she could tell her Seattle area friends when I'm nearby.
Oh,
She's
he
like,
worked at Key Arena this summer.
But before then, when I was just like I just like shitpost on Reddit and stream once a month, that was a real dark time for our family. I might as well not have existed.
She just talked about Grace a lot, didn't she?
Yeah, Grace was keeping the family pride up. She loves Benwoo though. Benwoo made when I was in Korea.
Where did that come from?
Because I was thinking about it. Because she talks about Ben a lot. She's like completely on board with Ben.
Yeah.
She's like,
they
she's
are
okay
girlfriend and boyfriend.
Yeah, she's okay latching on Merlini's fame, not mine. She realizes the pecking order. It was like Ben is like,
it goes Merlini, and then it goes fat Merlini, skinny Merlini, short Merlini.
Yeah. So then what ends up happening? So like my grandparents are in love with Ben too, because he fixed our toilet when it was broken. He fixed our shower. He made Thanksgiving dinner for them.
Oh Jesus Christ!
He's a suck up. He's a
he really is. God damn.
He did salmon. Did I tell you about the time? All right. So I gotta tell you this story. Two-parter. So one, for people that don't know, if you want to see somebody shotgun a beer fast, Asperly is like the fastest in the world. And then he got really kind of, I don't want to say he was drunk, but it was like him and AUI were over at the BTS house to cast like I think it was like the East qualifiers for TI3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And Merlini is like, yeah, we'll make you food. So Kurt makes the shittiest fried rice known to man. AUI 2000 just makes awful fried rice. And Merlini decides to make salmon. And he's got these oven mitts on, and he just keeps them on the entire day because I think he's kind of like buzzed. And there's like a picture I took on Twitter where he just like he's just like eating salmon and like rice, and he refuses to take the oven mitts off. Oh, that was a good day.
Oh man.
I was like, "What are you doing, Ben?" He's like, "It's comfortable."
Are we? I think we're about ready.
Are we? Are we filled enough time?
I think our admin is stepping in and saying, no. You gotta start. You gotta start now.
Can you mute my mic for a second?
Okay.
We good?
I actually hold on.
Hello?
No.
Hello?
No.
Do you not know what button it is? Hello? I have to sneeze really bad.
There you go. Go sneeze. poor Blitz over here. His eyes are watering. Are you good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right.
I'm really sick. This sucks.
Oh man, what a time to have a really lengthy pause. When Blitz before the cast was like, I have to sit in a certain way just to avoid. Oh, look at the Merlini spam.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Twitch chat's gonna realize it too. I'm gonna be here for this one.
Yeah, when you guys hear somebody fumbling around with a microphone and then it's thrown onto the desk with a loud thumping sound.
It's been 20 minutes.
It's been 20 minutes. They had
Nice.
20-minute of pause time.
Hey, I just filled 20 minutes talking about nothing. It's amazing.
Okay, I guess I'm not even here.
Sorry, I was reading.
Don't
chat.
acknowledge me, you goddamn.
I just completely forgot about what happened in this game. Let me reorient myself. Okay, so
okay.
they're about to run into S4. I think Weeha's getting out, but they're smoked behind him. Okay, I think he's getting out. Yeah, he just poofs away. They realize this is a bad idea. That was anticlimactic.
Oh, that's right. It was the whole, is S4 going to blink in and Ravage 3? Well, that doesn't happen at all.
No, you can see when the meepos are poofing, especially with this set.
Oh, really? I haven't
I like
noticed
that. I think Valve does that. It's like, if there's an item set in the game, it's meant to not give you a competitive advantage.
Yeah,
If anything, it's meant to be
harmful.
Yeah. No pay to win here, boys.
Except for that Wind Ranger.
What?
There's
power
a Wind
shot?
Ranger bow, and she has a power shot, and she like faces another direction. She
Ah.
points in another direction. That annoys the hell out.
That hero's not Storm, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't you have to face it though, Storm? Who wins? Wind Ranger, right?
I don't know. I don't struggle versus that matchup.
Yeah.
Because most Wind Rangers don't go Orchid or anything. They just go for the what is that? I can't even recall.
Mm-hmm.
You go for the Aghanims.
Now that Team Secret has worked through their 22 minutes of pause time, we have a game again. It is. All right, so welcome back, everybody. It's 7-13, 5,000 gold lead for Alliance, a 3,000 experience lead right now.
Apparently, solo mid-tide across all patches is 41 and 35. So it is above 50%.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was one of those wins.
Were you? Is that one of the times you played Tidehunter instead of Timbersaw mid?
It was against MP. You know that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was against Invoker. I won that
Mental
matchup.
Protector.
All right. Tidehunter has Guardian Greaves now. Pretty standard. What else do you really build on Watermelon Man? You're not going to go DPS.
Go for the Refresher now.
Yeah.
Refresher, Shiva's, Scythe of Ice.
This is the really kind of weak part about the Tide mid that we're seeing right now is that there's like no solo pick-off potential. Because past 26 minutes, you don't want to just use your Ravage to kill under-leveled supports. And you might not even... He probably can't kill Puppy. He can probably kill Pylite Die, but he's definitely not killing Puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Pain now has the Aghanim Scepter too.
Misery has been hanging out here with the Invis rune.
It's going to be the Butterfly for the Gyro. I like this. I think he had to go DPS, like I was saying.
Okay, but why Butterfly over MKB?
The Evasion 2 works really well against the Visage.
Oh, right, the Familiar's coming in.
Yeah, he's never going to get an MKB, and the birds can't True Strike.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
Same with the Meepo's never going to go for...
Yeah, the Meepo's
MKB.
definitely never going to go.
It's never going to work.
And it's never effective because all the other Meepos don't get it.
Yeah, the only core that'll really get it is maybe the Queen of Pain, if that. The lack of disables is kind of hurting here.
I guess I just felt like there wasn't that much right-click coming out from the team in general, but I guess the Familiars does make sense. I felt like Meepo, like, you're more about the magic damage, especially right now, than the right-clicks.
You are, but once you get items like the Scotty and the Hex and things of that nature, then it becomes really good.
Yeah, okay.
I think Devilish said that Orchid's really good on Meepo too, but I don't think this is an Orchid game.
Wait, what's happening here? Emerald Bulldog. He's just latched a little Spiderling right onto Misery, tracking his movements as much as possible.
You know, when I see Ice 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 play this hero, he has a Broodling in every single spot on the map.
Oh, yeah. He always spreads out his Spiderlings as much as possible for information.
Yeah, he does this with Nature's Prophet too. The ulti gonna fly in from the Queen of Pain at top.
Yeah.
Largely negated by the Guardian Greaves though.
Yeah, just hoping to be able to push them back while they're farming up the bottom lane, but Alliance are just going to keep going. The backdoor protection is still not there. The next creep wave is on its way, but with the Solar Crest, DOTA's actually taking this up pretty easily. Between the Solar Crest and the Butterfly, they're going to have so much evasion for him.
They really want to be able to use the Sagas because they know that there's a time period where they're going to be stronger, but eventually that power curve is going to level out.
Yeah.
The XP difference and net worth difference is like 3K and 5K respectively, but eventually the Meepo is going to get real dangerous. The Gyrocopter still has a lot of damage though. He's almost got the Butterfly if he wants it. He's got the Eagle Song completed if he needs. The Aegis is going to fight before they can do anything. But this is where you just try to get map control now with the Gem and the Aegis. And hope that you can just clear out as much of the map as you can. But this Meepo is just going to farm faster than you, I think.
Yeah.
Or he should anyways. It's got a lot of inflated last hits.
Secret are moving through, clearing through their own jungle, but Alliance are actually trying to set her up for another tier 2. Bulldog is about to finish up his BKB finally, so he can push a little bit more aggressively against the Meepo now. And Pylite Eye is gone. Where did he go?
Probably the same issue. I would imagine anyways.
Where's Pylite Eye live? Is he
He's
Romanian?
Swedish.
Or Swedish? Oh, that's right.
I thought he was Romanian too for some reason when I first met him. And then they're like, no, he's Swedish.
I did an interview with him at DreamHack. Nice guy.
Oh, he's really nice. Very polite.
Comfortable with talking, too. Which surprised me, considering how quiet I thought he was.
Really good Counter-Strike player.
It's something about the Swedes, man. You just read them a little differently up there. I don't know. Always eSports gods. Gyro is very intent on that Invisor. Ritsu says, remember guys, 7K EU West equals 5K US East. Oh, he's directed at Yapsor. Thought he was talking to you. I'm sure he's talking to you too.
For what?
Oh, the Twitter conversation between you and Yapsor. Ritsu certainly made quite a name for himself. Ritsu, Miracle, SVG. All these pub stars are just crushing it lately.
Ritsu's just, I mean, he's a good player. I've played with him in the past. We used to play a lot together when I was still in America, and then he said he can't tolerate me anymore because I'm European.
Oh, harsh. Why, what happened, Blitz?
What?
What happened between the, between you moving?
Nothing really. Just kidding. I'm just...
For those of you who found it, they're, hello, on Dota TV. So for those of you who are wondering, I actually specifically asked about this. The WCA ticket is only for the Chinese qualifier. So, yeah, they can't actually put this on the WCA ticket. That's the way it is. Oh, Twitch chat's just bullying him.
I mean, I don't care anymore.
Way to
I used
play
to
the
care,
sympathy card, dude.
Dude, I used to care so much about random things, and I just I don't even
be
feed
real.
anymore.
You still care.
Some guy on
You just
Reddit,
gotten better at hiding it.
yeah, some guy on Reddit was like, you shouldn't say that Queen of Pain's underfarmed, but I mean that relative to the game. I guess I could make that clear. I don't know. I try to give not basic analysis.
Yeah.
I feel like people should be able to make the association when I say he's underfarmed. It's just relative to the matchup in the game. Maybe I'm wrong here. I don't know.
You're always right. Haven't you learned that by now?
Probably.
Someone somewhere thinks you're wrong.
Yep.
Do you have more stories to tell?
Nope.
How'd you do a story time with Durka? Over the defense match. Did I tell you the story about the gunnery sergeant accusing me of going to Germany to join the war?
No. But it sounds like what you just said.
Yeah.
I love the word fam.
Did he just call you Willie? Willie. Right.
Nobody ever calls me that. People in high school used to,
William.
because my last name is Lee, and my first name's Will. Get it, Willie?
Willie.
Did you never put that together?
No, I never put it together.
Yeah, my mom was on that top tier meme game when I was way long ago.
Don't you mean Billy?
Bill. She calls me Bill when she's
Bill.
She can't pronounce the W. Idiot names her son Will. Bill. Calls him Bill. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. What's going on with the sound?
Huh?
Who is peeing?
Who's peeing? What?
They said there's a tsunami.
Tsunami. Oh no. Alright. I don't know what. But I'm sorry, chat.
Condolences. I have no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah, we have we have 3 minutes.
This is unfortunate because it just kills the pace of the game for both teams.
Yeah. Bulldog's laying down the law. I don't mind. I don't mind when players do this. It's I hope the audio is fixed in 2 minutes.
Hope so too. I mean, to be fair to both sides, this is a really weird position because Alliance have been waiting for like 30 minutes plus.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Secret obviously don't want to play 4v5. But Pili dies back. They want to go. PogChamp. Bulldog really knows how to play to the crowd. Alright.
Alright, the admin says no more pauses. No more pauses.
I think that's the right idea.
Yeah.
You got to draw the line somewhere, I think.
Dire's top
Yeah.
tower
I would say Team Secret certainly have been given enough time.
Alright, so yeah, the Butterfly BKB is going to be completed on Loda. Or Butterfly is going to be completed on Loda and BKB completed on Bulldog, sorry. This Handamitis kind of paid off for
Dire's
Ake.
top tower
He's
is
level
under
13
attack.
and got 2.4k gold. Normally you build Glimmer, but I don't know how... it'd still be pretty good against the Poof. Yeah, the Meepo has a Scythe now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. So Bulldog still can't split push. Because he's just going to get hexed and killed in 1 second.
Yeah, as soon as he's disabled, he's going to be bursted down before he gets off anything. Blink Dagger for the Tusk. So it seems like the switching up the Dota TV, for whatever reason, caused whatever music sound or sound issue there was. So that means that you won't be able to hear me in Dota TV. But then again, most of you aren't watching in Dota TV anyway, because there's no ticket. So.
All right.
Jackie has just kind of gone all around the world here. He's worked his way from top past the tier 2, now all the way to bottom. I'm not sure, like, he's just finding openings to split push, just one-shotting creep waves to Sonic Wave, and then calling it a day.
That's pretty much what's going on right now. He's trying to keep all the lanes pushed in so Alliance have to be forced into a decision. That's really what going for this type of split push does, is it kind of forces Alliance into the whole, you know, do we just go for the all-in push? Do we just allow the enemy team to split up the map constantly? But they're doing a good job, Alliance. Like, they're still ahead in net worth. It's not like an overwhelming lead, but it's still 7,500 gold right now. You just got to be careful of the Meepo pick-off potential when you do decide to go for the split push like this, because he just like blink hexes in and destroys you. And they're gonna go for this, but
yeah, they're gonna lock down. Oh, he gets off the BKB just in time, and now they're gonna center up on Weehaw. There is no way he's escaping from this one. They should be able. They just pop the Ravage. Just, you know what? Control Weehaw. Make sure there's no possible way for him to get out of this.
Misery did manage to get out before. He just blinked out once he saw that everybody was behind him.
Yeah.
And he saw the BKB. He's like, no, we're not doing this. But that, it was supposed to work. Like, the Meepo hasn't shown himself yet. Everybody's splitting across the map. It's a decent gank attempt by all means, but Alliance just played well around it right now. That's a huge kill for them. They might be able to even go for more here as Loda's going to TP in. Throws down the homing missile, but this shouldn't connect.
Yeah, Misery's got a Glimmer Cape, and he should be fine. As he's got another Blink as well. Bonk. Still, though, the bottom lane, at least some sort of objective may be taken by Alliance. I was going to say, I thought the tier 2 was going to fall, but with no real damage, I mean, Tidehunter doesn't exactly put out the right clicks, and Emerald Bulldog is kind of busy doing the jungle right now. The tower will stay alive. They're working towards an AC now, an Admiral Bulldog. Jackie's just rapidly pushing out all these waves.
Alliance has waited it out. They've got the next Roshan about to come up. You've kind of completed the items that you want. Like S4 has the Force Staff. He doesn't go for the Refresher.
Yeah.
You've almost got a fully completed BKB on Ake. A Force Staff on Minuts as well. They're just trying to play the positional game in case anybody gets hexed. And this is going to be the BKB completed for the Crystal Maiden, and that's not an insignificant pickup by any means. That's actually kind of huge. Being able to get the full CM off, ulti off, in duration in the middle of a fight. The Freezing Field level 2 is quite underrated. They don't have BKB counselors except for the Walrus Punch, right? And yeah.
That Freezing Field, ever since the buff that it receives, is so much more powerful than it was.
Just shoots a bunch of Crystal Novas out.
Yeah. Alright, so Roshan is going to be finishing up here in the next 10 to 15 seconds, so we'll see Alliance go for that one. That'll be Aegis and Cheese. Secret, do they contest? It's kind of scary against the team fight potential that Alliance has to fully 5-man into them. Maybe they just give it up and continue the split push game?
Yeah, they're not really in a position to contest this anyways. Like, nobody's nearby. But Alliance are playing really well right now. Like, they're playing objective-based Dota. They know that when it comes to like the split push game, they're not nearly as strong, so they have to play around the Roshan timer and the Tide ultimate, and they're doing a really good job of that. Like, make no mistake about it.
Yeah.
We were talking as if late game Secret have the advantage. Yeah, but at the same time, Alliance are playing well with what they have right now. They have the Ravage up too, I believe. Yep. And you've got the lanes relatively pushed in. Like, you could maybe go for this right now. Just go barrel down the mid lane, especially with Loda picking up this DD rune. I like Loda's build too, because he actually built to kind of scale. Whereas a lot of gyrocopters, you know, they get the drums, they get all of these side items.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I think the decision to go for a Scotty would have been the mistake there. Just go for these flat tier 4 items. Oh, they just destroyed that tower. They're gonna just go for the high ground. There's no glyph either.
Yeah, Weeha's trying to split push here. He's actually trying to catch out Emerald Bulldog, but if they waste too much time, they will be losing their tier 3. Push uphill continues. Loda slowly but surely taking down that tower.
Admiral Bulldog's just trying to push in bottom.
Yeah,
this top tower, though, is being taken a lot faster than this mid one is.
Yeah, the Meepo's just dealing out so much damage. Nice control. They're going to try and catch some heroes as they're TPing back. They know Alliance is a little bit limited, and Jackie's trying to get somebody out of this, but not going to happen. So their tier 3 tower actually jumps down to 460 HP, 560 on the Radiant side tower. So Alliance don't actually make the favorable trade there.
Yeah, that's the other thing you always have to worry about is the Meepo just flat out going for your base, because he takes it so quickly. They do manage to kill the Radiant Courier. Where was that?
it was inside the jungle. Loda just happened upon it. Shot down the flying good donkey.
They're going to force... they're going to push in top a little bit and then just immediately go for the mid again, I think, and have Bulldog push in the bottom. Like the mid or the top lane is pushed in significantly enough, and that's why Jackie is just trying to wait for the next creep wave to kill it in the middle to force Alliance to kind of go for this. I don't want to say all-in committal, but it's either you go for it with this creep wave or you don't.
Yeah. Which I'm sure they will. They seem to be in a good position. They pushed out the side lanes pretty decently, so they're going to have a lot of time before that top lane is a threat. So they might as well make the commitment with this creep wave. Jackie comes forward, does have the Sonic Wave ready to go.
Oh, he went for it real aggressively.
Yeah, and he's going to be caught in the process. Oh! They managed to get the Shallow Grave off in time. Jackie will survive because of that one. Ake in the background was attacked by Weehaw. Will be able to get that one kill. S4, he still has the Ravage if they want to fight this one after the sleep. Looks like they're going to go for it, just controlling Weehaw as best as possible. BKB preemptively. They're going to try and go for the snowball save, but Weehaw does end up going down before any of the poofs go out. And now Jackie's going to be caught by the ensnare of My Nuts, but Loda is actually focusing on the Sigil. So pesky. The anchor smash onto Misery, running him down. S4 just jumps himself away, but Loda's actually in some serious trouble. They need to be able to save him, but unfortunately the Guardian Greaves comes out a little bit late, and now secondary life, Loda's going to be caught. He does not have a BKB. Weehaw easily cleans up that kill as well. Team Secret now on the march forward, looking for even more. My Nuts, 4-staff over the cliff, is just barely going to be able to get out. And Alliance will now be forced into a buyback of their own on the gyrocopter.
Yeah, that's huge. That chase potential.
Oh, and now S4 is going to be caught. He's going to be forced into a buyback as well.
They lost the courier with that too.
Oh, wow.
That had
so much
full AC completed on it, and Loda's Javelin, which he needs to complete the MKB. That's actually really big right now. And I mean, Secret for a second, this is what we were talking about. Like, the continuing after the fight potential that they have is insane. Like, Alliance is so reliant on that Ravage. Like, we saw that it was used. After that point, nobody from Secret's afraid. Like, they just continue to run at everybody from Alliance, and Bulldog not being able to be there too is kind of the downside of having a Broodmother on your team, which is why he's eventually building towards like the team fight aspect of the game, going for the BKB and the Assault Curse. Because you don't always want to just go for the split push. Eventually, you kind of have to be a part of the fights.
Yeah, he's probably going to finish up the AC and then go for the Boots of Travel, I think. Because at that point, he can split push but still join his team for the actual team fight when it occurs. But this Meepo has really hit the full swing of things. He's got the Blink. You're going to be going for the Scotty next up. So the Blink instant disable. Now we're going to start entering into the physical damage for the Meepo soon. And the funny thing is, just Weehaw. Like, he's so much... Is net worth bugged on the Meepo?
Why?
I was just looking at he's at 18,000. And he was just tied up with Jackie earlier. And I felt like Jackie didn't have quite the same amount. But I guess their items are similar. It's just that Meepo's impact is so much greater with the amount of net worth that he has.
Yeah. He, just with that Hex, is able... I mean, we saw how quickly he was able to bring down Dota.
Yeah.
And when he gets the Hex off on anybody. Like, the Crystal Maiden had the freezing field go off, and the BKB, doesn't matter, dies in 3 seconds. Eventually, Ake is going to need some survivability, and he's going to try to accomplish that in the form of an Aghanim Scepter, which should help even more. But you can't just try to isolate, get the ultimate off on the Meepo alone. You have to do it in the middle of a fight. It's the only real way for them to win this fight.
Admiral Bulldog starts eating through the Ancients to try and finish up the... Well, he actually already has his AC, right? It's the full amount.
I think the Travels, you're completely right.
Travels.
Being able to go for the Travels right now would be really big.
Basher Abyssal, right? Eventually for the Broodmother after Travels.
Yeah, you have the attack speed to back it up with the AC, why not? And the Orchid, actually. The attack speed of the Orchid is so underrated. But just waiting for the Courier right now. Loda doesn't have to wait anymore either, because he expended his buyback just to save that top Rex. So he can just go for the fully completed MKB. But they have to win, like, really dominantly win the next fight. Because we saw what happened in the last one when his BKB was used and the Tidehunter had used the Ravage. There's nothing to back him up, really. They might even just have to, like, play a delayed sleep game or something like that. But Queen of Pain has a Shivas now. No buyback on her. Does have it available if she wants, if she had the money for it, though. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left for Weehaw's. But Alliance, I don't think you want to risk this.
Oh, double armor items. I didn't even notice the Visage, how much net worth he was pulling in, but an AC alongside Jackie's Shivas. So
how is he getting this farm? I guess I haven't been paying a close enough
I
attention.
mean, he just hasn't died. That's the big thing. He's only died once. And then those familiars always chipping away. Split pushing constantly.
That's so big, though, for a support to be able to pick that up. Like, look at the amount of armor that he has with Weave on. He's got 81% damage resistance.
Absurd. Is that a train whistle?
I don't know, that was real creepy.
Apparently they're on industrial trains that go by here.
Alright, so Loda will have buyback in 2 minutes. I think that they're just making sure and waiting before they decide to go for any sort of all-in commitment. The next Roshan is definitely their next goal.
Well, this is going to be an awkward position. Misery's going to jump in onto MyNuts. Snowball continuing further. He does manage to get the force staff to the side. MyNuts ready to go with the sleep. Pops it now. Jackie keeps on going. Gets a really good Sonic Wave. He's going to be ensnared up. Tries to go for MyNuts. Yule Scepter to be able to save himself. And now the Ravage goes off. Still controlling Jackie, but here comes Meepo. And S4 is going to be the first one down because of that one. Lotus BKB is going to fade soon, but the freezing field as well as Admiral Bulldog and Lotus damage, they're eating through Weehaw. Eventually, they're going to be able to get this kill, but it cost the Gyrocopter his life and might just cost Admiral Bulldog his as well. Puppy's trying to catch up, gets a nuke off onto Ake. MyNuts saving his allies as best as possible. Well, Army of Spiderling surges forward, trying to trap these heroes in the river as best as possible. Admiral Bulldog's actually taking the best advantage of this possible. Going for Misery, the Glimmer Cape will keep him alive through the Orchid Pop, but they're not careful. Admiral Bulldog will strike again soon. Counterwards laid in preempt of that. And it looks like they want to try and go with the Familiars, but they got to be careful. Those Familiars could easily kill MyNuts.
That fight looked really promising for Alliance, but at the last second, they weren't able... It almost felt like they were struggling to target which Meepo.
Yeah, the Shallow Grave came in on one of the Meepos.
But the other one was taking a lot of damage from the freezing field still.
Yeah.
Like, MVP play by Ake being able to get the full duration off in range of all, like, 4 of the Meepos or something unbelievable like that.
Yeah.
But like if they were able to just kill him like half a second earlier and not have to commit so much to that, because he just continued to right-click away, that made such a big difference in the fight. Like Loda being able to survive there would have just completely turned things. But Alliance, I mean, that's not a terrible trade-off for them. The Roshan is coming up really soon.
Yeah, and if they could get that Aegis.
Yeah, they've got the dire side advantage too. Like the Gyrocopter's gonna have buyback by the time it spawns.
Yeah, but so will the Meepo. That's gonna be.
Yeah, but he doesn't have travels too. Like, it's gonna be a lot harder for him, I think, to approach that area.
No, I guess I'm thinking more in the lines of if they get the Aegis though on the Gyrocopter, the the buyback's not gonna mean as much on him because he won't have boots of travel. So he's only gonna have those 2 lives, but so will the Meepo, right?
Yeah.
Because he'll have buyback. So the best you can hope for is you force the buyback out of the Meepo, but I don't think they'll, even if they do get this Aegis, which I think they should, I'm not sure they're going to be able to take objectives.
Everybody from Secret, though, they really don't want to give up this Aegis if they can help it.
Yeah, they're going to go for a 4-man smoke up and try and go for it.
This falls so fast, though. They know the Ravage is down, too. They 100% timed this.
All right, TPing into one of the familiars on the side, and they will be able to drop it inside the pit. Roshan is delayed up a little bit, but they get the Aegis just in time, and now Minots pops the ultimate. As Alliance, are they going to reset here, or are they just going to escape? It looks like a reset. S4 positioning himself to be able to get as many of the Ravage as humanly possible. They pop the Tusk instantly. Looks like Puppy's going to be dropping here soon. Sonic Wave on Loda brings him low. The Crystal Main gets wiped out by those familiars, and Weehaw just backed up. He didn't even try and be a part of that fight. The moment they took that Aegis, I think they just called it and said, no, that's not a fight we want to be able to take. We need the 2 lives on Weehaw. So they're going to play defense now. At the same time, trying to split push. Loda got to be really careful, though, with the positioning. He's just dragging the creeps away from this tier 2 tower, but if he shows himself again, Queen of Pain and Weehaw will definitely strike.
This bottom tower is going to go down for sure, and Secret's just continuing to try to make space as much as they can. They know that Eternal Envy doesn't have the buyback either, but this mid-rax is just being assaulted right now, and it's going to go down really quickly, and they're not really going to even get a trade for this because Loda just hid himself away and didn't really show himself that entire time. So Secret wasn't really sure whether they could take that fight or not. Like there was no Ravage, no Loda there, and they were still able to take Rax out pretty easily. And Loda's got an MKB waiting for him when he wants it, once that Aegis fades, or if he decides to just drop the Helm of Dom. I think he's got enough for it, yeah, he's got the surplus. So he's just going to buy it, probably drop the Helm of Dom, and once he has Satanic, he still has a reasonable amount of BKB charges, surprisingly. Like that's still an 8-second BKB 50 minutes into the game. That's really good resource management by him.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
And the Meepo in that last fight, we just didn't see impact at all. And when he was able to get on top of heroes and they were able to outlast the Ravage, they were able to destroy fights. But now you've got so much to contend with on the side of Alliance. Like the Refresher Orb all of a sudden is fully completed on S4.
Yeah.
Loda has an MKB and an additional 2,700 gold. Ake's got an Aghanim Scepter level 16 BKB.
That Aghanim Scepter is going to do... the poor Meepo is just going to be suffering to all these AoE disables now. The Ravage, double Ravage, the Freezing Field especially is going to do a ton of damage.
Yeah, right now Alliance, they have pretty decent control of this game right now. 15k above. The Meepo with a Hex is still a threat, but especially with this tied double Ravage, you don't have to all in like you did the previous fight, right? Where you had to use the Ravage just to take him down and then he bought back.
Yeah.
You have the second one readily available now. And I mean, I thought Secret would be able to scale a little bit better than this, but the team fights just haven't really been going their way, and this Tusk, when it comes to net worth, has kind of really fallen off. And the Dazzle is in a similar position, whereas Alliance's supports have kept up. Like, I thought Ake's Midas buy at like 20 minutes was a bit odd, but now it's like really starting to pay off. He's been able to buy all the wards up, and he still manages to keep up in items.
2 minutes on the clock for the Aegis Alliance. Crunch time for them. Perhaps giving Team Secret their first loss. They've already given Eternal Envy his first couple of deaths in this new Team Secret. Tier 3 tower beginning to be chipped away. The Meepo does buy out the Scotty and still has the buyback. But the Tier 3 tower is already down. They got to make their jump sometime soon, unless they're just going to give up this top lane Rax in exchange for the Aegis, but I doubt it. A lot of damage comes out onto Lona. Ravage jumping in. Jackie is going to be controlled immediately. Weehaw going in the background, going for My Nuts. Shao Gray manages to save Jackie. Now they turn on to Weehaw, and they've got the control easily. S4 now pops it. Refresher ready to go with that secondary Ravage, but he needs to wait out Weehaw's initiation. They finish off the Visage quite easily. Jackie trying to come forward with his Shivas. They're getting control onto Lona. Might just be able to take his Aegis out without the real fight commencing. But they've taken the lane of Rax, and Weehaw, he's actually going for a lane of Rax at bottom lane. He's going to try, especially with the tier 2 that's still up. They're going to catch as many heroes as they can, but My Nuts, a very good sleep by him, controls everybody, even if he has to feed away his life and in the process maybe losing the gem. That's all right. He made sure that none of those TPs got canceled, and Weehaw didn't have the opening to be able to take a lane of Rax himself.
Yeah, being able to reset the fight for his team was really significant there, and now Alliance have built up a really big lead. S4 almost has the buyback. You force the buyback on the Meepo. I mean, Loda's filthy rich right now. Once he loses the Aegis, he's going to have a Satanic if he wants it.
They really need a pick off, and something like Misery maybe scouting out. Once again, they're going with this duo, where they got so much chain stun between the two of them. But they should know that Ravage is up on S4. I think they were really hoping that like the Gyrocopter would show himself and they'd catch him with the Aegis going down, but no such luck. Another 5 minutes, and Alliance, from the way that I've seen them play, I wouldn't be surprised if they just back out and wait for the next Roshan.
Yeah, I honestly, apologies to viewers, I misread the situation completely because I thought that Alliance would eventually lose steam, but Loda's just built really well this game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan of the way that he's itemized. He's just gone for the pure late game to deal damage instead of going for like that all-out survivability that we were talking about early on. Ake is, again, I can't talk about it enough, but the Aghanim Scepter BKB freezing field is actually destroying Weehaw.
Loda, he's kind of caught here. The rest of the team is on his way, but maybe he can pop Loda before the rest of them get there. They get the side to buy the burst damage, and he's gone. Down for 100 seconds, the buyback. Now they're going to be able to catch the rest of Alliance. They cannot afford to be losing this. My Nuts pops the ultimate once again. Mass TP's out. Oh, Weehaw caught S4. Oh, that's going to be a sad one indeed. He does have a buyback, so they'll be able to force a Gyro and Tidehunter buyback most likely.
My Nuts again.
Also going to be caught. He also has a buyback, but this is his second gem that he... Oh, no, actually he recovered the gem from Puppy, so he's going to lose the same gem over and over again. So Mass TP's up top lane. Oh, they catch someone else. Ake, BKB, but he's going to be body blocked by Weehaw. Right click down, freezing field activated, but that's not going to work. And now they have no freezing field for 90 seconds. Ake can buy back, but he's not really worth much without freezing field. So a couple of buybacks, Gyrocopter and Tidehunter. That went from one Gyrocopter, then the Tidehunter. My Nuts is Naga Siren, and then the Crystal Maiden. What should have been just one and done turned out to be 4 on the side of Alliance.
I mean, I was just like talking. I was like, apologies. You know, I really thought the Meepo would be able to get pickoffs, and then it happens immediately. This is what we were hoping for when we saw this lineup with the Meepo. Is that when it comes to these like weird, wacky fights, the Meepo's all over the place. The Tide can't really isolate a good Ravage off, and they weren't able to protect the Gyrocopter because, you know, if you can't get the BKB off before the Meepo initiates, you can just get blown up really quickly. Like they've got the Queen of Pain ultimate, the Scream, the Shiva's Guard on top of that. But I don't even understand how this game just immediately turned pretty disastrous for Alliance. Like the buyback is going to refresh for the Meepo faster than it will for anybody on Alliance because they did theirs so quickly. It's like 6 minutes. There might actually be like a timing window where Secret will have the buyback available on their Meepo for like 2 minutes. Alliance won't. And Alliance are still in a pretty good spot though. They've got the double Ravage available. It's just really awkward because the net worth lead doesn't matter if you just lose one of your core heroes. They don't have buyback anymore, and all of a sudden you get mega creeped by the Meepo. This next Roshan is going to play a huge role in this game.
How much longer? 2 more
2
minutes? Yeah. Puppy has a pipe. Oh, man. The late game pipe. An extra 400 HP for all those Meepos. This just, again, makes Puppy so unkillable. 55 armor. just resting. 77% magic damage resistance and 76% physical damage resistance. Emerald Bulldog skittering his way. They're actually going to go for a pickoff on My Nuts, but they may not realize. Yeah, Misery. He blinks backward. All of a sudden, he goes, no, no. Can't go for that one. There is way too many of Alliance sitting in that bottom area.
Yeah, everybody's just waiting on their buybacks now. The Brood has it. And when it comes to real core heroes, I guess the Visage is kind of now... You don't really even consider the Tusk the offlaner.
This is a pretty insane opportunity for Team Secret because you have to fight over the Aegis as Alliance right now, but the Meepo will have a buyback in a minute and a half, essentially by the time that Roshan is gone and teams start pushing into either side of the base. Whoever wins the team fight, Meepo will be up, but the Gyrocopter and Tidehunter will not.
Was that a misclick? I just saw Queen of Pain get Refresher and
yeah, I saw that too.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, that's
pretty
unfortunate.
Huge. That's like 600 pure damage extra that she could have right now.
And extra Shivas, extra BKB.
Yeah, that's actually really big that she misclicked that, but they're pinging around. They want to look for a pickoff. I think the Meepo has buyback now.
They go for the Shivas, jump in, Jackie, S4's already back up.
Yeah, they're trying to force the fight before the Roshan area.
Yeah. And Broodmother now reveals that Roshan is up. But at the same time, there's going to be full vision inside of the Roshan pit with all these Spiderlings jumping in. They're going to go for Admiral Bulldog here. And they might just be... Oh, yep, they caught him. Admiral Bulldog has been caught. Set a nice little spider trap. Run down the webs with the gem.
He popped back instantly. Okay, this is go time. I actually think this is go time for both teams because Alliance, they desperately need this Aegis cheese. But at the same time, they don't have buyback for another 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Whereas Weehaw actually is about to have the buyback right now.
Oh, Jackie just blinked in for a bounty rune, but they don't jump him in time.
This is getting real...
I mean, no matter how good a position Alliance was in 5-10 minutes ago, 2 lanes racks down, it doesn't matter anymore. It all comes back to the fact that they do not have buyback for 2.5 minutes. How much is Aegis really worth, though? On the Dire side, specifically. Like, is the Aegis that good for the Meepo?
Oh, on the Radiant side, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, on the Radiant side. Like, could Alliance just afford to, like, pseudo-contest but not really ever commit to a team fight and just go ahead and say, you know what, you can take Aegis and cheese, but we'll wait out our buybacks?
The more important thing is just them getting it themselves.
Yeah.
Is the bigger deal, just because they won't have buybacks on anybody. And this is such a weird game because...
But it's only 2 minutes, right? If you just give up Roshan and you're able to defend, like the difference of you contesting Roshan, getting into a fight, and not having a buyback for a full minute, the game just ends from there.
I don't know if that's really going to be a choice at this rate. Like, Secret can force the issue wherever they want right now. Like they've got a heavy advantage because they have to know that their Meepo has buyback and Alliance don't. And what was like once a 20k lead and they took double sets of racks, I thought the game was just going to snowball out of control here. And but it's the power of this Meepo. Like we went to it time and time again. This hero makes things so difficult for Alliance because Alliance, everybody from Alliance has to just like, keep 5-manned and they have to push out towers by themselves. But this Meepo can just like send one Meepo in, send another. Whereas Alliance, they never know if that could just be like a bait. Like they have to play the 5-man game. And this is what I envisioned when I initially said that Alliance, even though their lead was pretty big, it wasn't unrecoverable by Secret. Because they can just play the split push game. Like, look what they're doing right now. They're sending the birds right now to top to harass out, force Alliance around the map, and they need Puppy here, though, for the Solar Crest.
All right, 45 seconds till the buyback, but Roshan's dropping fast, and it will go down here. Aegis and Cheese is going to be picked up. My Nuts pops the ultimate, but it's a bit too late, and now Alliance on full retreat.
All right, this is big. They just had to use the sleep just to try to contest.
Yeah.
And the Meepo has the Aegis now. He's got a buyback.
Yeah, he dropped his Blink Dagger for it.
Yeah, and now you've got the Refresher Orb back on the Queen of Pain, so you can kind of count that as a 10-second BKB in a way. You've got that 1k damage pure nuke that you can put out with that double Sonic Wave. This, all of a sudden, has turned into like some sort of weird nightmare scenario for Alliance.
Especially with Loda, man. He's so squishy, 2,700 HP. Even though he has that Satanic, you could see how that 1,000 pure damage from the Queen of Pain and then the Meepo, who does the extra bit of damage with the Ethereal Blade. that he has. Like, that combination could just one-shot him. So they really need some saving mechanisms. That's obviously going to come in part thanks to the Glimmer Cape and Force Staff from My Nuts.
Gotta be careful. I mean, this is... Alliance were in such a good position 5 minutes ago, but now they just have to be careful. Like, one pickoff could just lead to the game ending for them, and I feel like that would be just a huge downer for them.
S4, potential target, but he actually does not have buyback. They probably don't realize it, but he doesn't have buyback due to gold. 1,200 is needed right now for him.
How long on a buyback for... Okay, so Loda has his buyback now, so things aren't terrible, but you're still not completely out of that park yet because Broodmother doesn't have it, and I like that Lotus Sword pickup.
Return the Scythe of Ice, also potentially saving between the Ethereal Blade form as well as the Scythe of Ice, like being able to remove those against the Gyrocopter. That could be huge because he needs to be able to get off his BKB before the poof comes in.
Yeah, that purge is going to make a big difference. It's one of those items that you don't always like, but if it pays off, it can just win you a game.
All lanes pushing in, Alliance. Still, I mean, they just do not have enough gold for S4. Right now, I'm still really concerned that he could potentially be popped without getting off one or maybe both Ravages. And I love this because Alliance is this 5-man group, but if they get split too heavily, their power is just going to be weakened significantly. They're going to go for the Familiars, couldn't quite get him. And Meepo immediately going to take that opportunity to start beating on the Tier 3 tower, the bottom lane. They need to make their initiation sometime soon. 2 BKBs get popped as the Ice Shards block some of these heroes out. Weehaw is just gunning for the base, but will be giving up his first life. Now, Call Down gets laid out. My Nuts trying to catch some of these heroes on the left-hand side. Meepo has gone up to the top lane now, and My Nuts, his sleep doesn't catch anybody out of this, but Team Secret are corralled into a 5-man position now at the top lane.
They got to be careful because I don't think they thought that Meepo was going to die as quickly as he did, and that kind of has to make them double take and go, okay, that was a little bit unexpected, and you don't want to just waste your buyback like this. Like, both teams are definitely still in decent positions to win the game. Like, if Secret just gets 1 or 2 pickoffs, they can just face rush and win the game. But at the same time, they can't just afford to waste the buybacks anymore. That's the large determining factor. This could be like a 100-minute game, just based on the fact that neither team wants to give up any sort of positioning.
Advanced booster travel now for the Meepo, so a little bit of extra added mobility. See if we can jump in when maybe Jackie makes his initiation. He kind of needs a Scythe of Ice on the Queen of Pain, I think, is his next item. Replacing the Yules, I guess.
Yeah, the double Scythe of Ice is huge. And Puppey is like the tankiest monster alive.
Jesus. Good lord, 3,400 HP now that he has a heart. Don't forget that Solar Crest that may be applying to himself.
77 physical and magic resistance when he's got that maxed out Grave Cloak.
Yeah.
The Pipe of Insight.
Those first couple of hits are just going to do nothing.
Yeah, Puppey is... I mean, we might as well just be putting him in the conversation as a core. It's kind of wrong to call him a support here.
Oh, yeah.
But S4...
Once you start getting 6-slotted.
He's mid, but again, Weehaw just at top, dutifully pushing the lanes in. He knows that Alliance have to stick together as 5 for this. And it was a 20k net worth lead. We are back to completely even.
4 minutes until the next Roshan. Everybody's playing around that. Misery will get away in the top lane with his Glimmer Cape. You know what I love about this Visage? All these big time ticket items and then still rocking the most humblest of boots. Tranquils.
It's the last thing he has to upgrade.
Yeah.
It's not worth it for him to have the travels, I think. It's not as big of a deal because he's so familiar based as a hero. It's time to go for that
uh-oh, Boots of Travel in. Okay, needs some help. He's going to pop the BKB. That was just... part of the problem is they actually don't know who's TPing in when it comes to those Boots of Travel. Because that time I was like, is that the Meepo? But it was actually just Misery.
Just running around. Wait, was it Misery? I'm pretty sure it was the Meepo.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was the Meepo. I'm sorry. I saw that Misery he must have blinked in at the same time as the TP completed. So, but he's got Boots of Travel as well.
Loda can sell his S and Y, and he'll have like 4K surplus on top of the buyback.
Fine Rapier time?
I don't know if things have gone that dire yet. You probably just save for that territory though, in case.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe that we still have all the Raxes alive for Alliance despite that predicament that they were in. No buybacks and Roshan up.
I mean, Rax and gold lead and stuff like that at this point are completely irrelevant.
Yeah,
they're one terrible fight and you just lose the game on either side.
Mm-hmm.
It won't take Alliance very long to end the game. Same with Secret with the type of lineup that they have.
Net worth-wise, just a quick look at this one. The Gyrocopter and Meepo are neck and neck. Not that net worth really means too much. Admiral Bulldog actually has a significant amount. He has the Abyssal Blade. He's going to try and catch Misery here. Will be able to get that one stun Glimmer Cape out. He is getting away, thanks in part that the gem isn't here just yet. My Nuts finally gets there, but it's a bit too late. Misery, oh, can he get him? No, Bash! Only got one hit in, and there wasn't a bash. Now Jackie just blinks forward, goes straight for the range tracks here. The top lane, Boots of Travel in will be too late. Loda now comes to contest, doesn't want to give up the melee racks as well. Meepo actually in the bottom lane, he's getting some sort of initiation, but Ake pops the BKB as well as the ultimate. Jackie is forced away from that top lane, and Ake may still be caught. Weeho's going to catch up to him, Force Staff, and sleep. My Nuts, make sure that My Nuts, or the Meepo is going to be held here. The rest of Alliance thinking about heading down to that bottom lane to try and get Weehaw, but they don't actually leave that top melee racks alone.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
And this split push is slowly but surely causing some havoc for Alliance's base.
Yeah, they're just poking and prodding right now, waiting for Alliance to get out of position.
Yeah.
And this is what you're trying to do, is just frustrate and hope that Alliance slips up. You've got the next Roshan coming up pretty soon. It's not like Alliance can really leave their base very easily. And if they do take a fight outside their base, you've always got the Meepo who can just push in all the lanes really fast. He's got 7,300 net worth, or gold, like 5,400 surplus. No idea what you even buy at this point. I've never seen Meepos like not win at this phase of the game in my pub games, and I don't cast the hero competitively enough to keep up with the trends. But I mean, Weehaw has to kind of feel. I don't really know what you change out of this.
Oh, Jesus, look at Puppy. He's just tanking up Admiral Bulldog's right clicks, but still, he's going to need some help. The Ravage comes out, stalls up both Misery and Puppy. They should be able to get this kill quite soon. Admiral Bulldog still committing. Puppy's living forever. Misery, not quite so much, though. Loda just turns onto him and quickly cleans him up. And Meepo, as well as Jackie, the Queen of Pain, will back themselves up. I thought for a second maybe Meepo would go for a mid lane push, but no such luck, and Alliance find their opening. They take out both Puppy and Misery and go straight for Roshan now. So they'll have an Aegis for Loda, dropping that S and Y, I'm sure, and Cheese for whoever wants it.
This is a really good big kill for them right now.
Oh, he's not actually dropping the S and Y for it. Okay.
Because I think he's going to sell the S and Y.
Yeah.
And pick up his whatever late game item that he wants. I don't even know what you get at this point.
It's Scotty or Divine Rapier, maybe Daedalus.
I guess Daedalus isn't terrible for you.
Yeah.
Still damage on the primary target too. Still gonna do a lot. Right,
yeah, we've got moon shards.
We always forget.
Yeah. Damn moon shards.
Casters suck.
Good job, Blitz. You got it in there before Twitch chat could say it.
Nice, nice. Covering our bases as usual.
Self-deprecating humor, haha.
Samantha completed on Weehaw. Okay. So I imagine he just keeps. That's his own chicken. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The Manton Meepo gets really absurd too. because all of a sudden you start targeting because you want to go for in the chaos of the team fights, you want to go for the low HP Meepo, but that's always going to be the Manta one. So then you end up especially with the amount of stats that he's rocking, you commit a little bit too much onto an illusion and all the chaos.
This is true micro, son.
Oh man, I mean, talk about a support item. The support radiance for the 17% mischance.
Hell yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, oh, I'm loving this as well.
The AoE 17%.
Yeah.
You get some damage on your Naga Siren as well.
I mean, I'm like positive this 17% is going to do more than the burn damage from the Radiance, and that's the first time I've ever said that about a Radiance. Oh, Emerald Bulldog, he found Pylon Dive. They're going to be able to have mass boots of travels in. They're going to go for the second one. Misery also going to get bashed up. They're going to get 2 for 1. 2 for nothing, I mean. Oh, dear. Seems Secret just getting picked off left and right, and Weehaw is struggling to be able to keep these lanes pushed down so Alliance can't just barrel down a lane, but I think Alliance have found their opening. They need to be able to control bottom and middle first, but with the, I mean, I was going to say Aegis advantage, but it's on the Crystal Maiden. Where's that cheese? Tidehunter. Tidehunter has his.
The Crystal Maiden Aegis doesn't really do too much. I guess if she can cast Lotus Orb twice in a fight, that would be pretty good. But she's really ulti dependent, and if she doesn't have BKB up, she'll also die quite quickly.
Yeah.
But you had to put it on somebody, and I think she's the only one that readily has item slots available. I guess S4 does too, but he probably wants to grab another item, like a Hex, and get rid of the bottle.
We've reached that point in the game, Blitz.
What?
It's that point in the game where you no longer care about your Spiderlings and giving up the bounty for them.
It's
like, who cares? He just runs them. He just runs them straight into Meepo. Oh, they're actually going to make the initiation here. I was wondering what Jackie was doing. The TP has actually canceled. BKB activated by Jackie. Needs to be able to blink himself out. TP away, but the BKB's... Oh, no, the TP's got canceled. Weehaw's been spotted as well. Do they have the control? They have nothing. They can't get into the trees. Unfortunately, S4 just wasn't there in time.
Oh, he gets his... All right, no, he gets his BKB off. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, he pops a refresher for that, though.
Yeah, he pops the BKB first. If he didn't do that... Oh, that could have been disastrous. That would have been so many things used.
Oh, here comes the initiation! Ravage on 2! Loda immediately going to follow that up. Ravage again going out. They're controlling both Misery and Puppy. Glimmercape is actually keeping alive, and Puppy, they're going to turn this one around. Weehaw's now here. S4 trying to jump out, but aside the vice on the Loda, and he's got no support. Butcher Travel's coming in, but Loda's going to be dropping fast. Satanic keeping him alive. They're keeping him alive, actually. He's going to be able to go through this. Weehaw swarming forward, goes for my nuts. Loda pops the ultimate at the same time to slow down Weehaw, but the sigil and everything else is actually getting to him. Slowly but surely, he found a regeneration. Don't tell me! Oh, Pylai die! He managed to just take away that regen, even though Loda picked it up. S4 is going to be the target instead. Getting over the cliff. Oh, can he actually get out? Blink Dagger, 1 more second. He's going to be able to blink himself some distance away. Weehaw, though, is on the hunt. He's going to be able to catch him with the ensnare, and the rest of the Meepos will catch up. As 4, he actually pops the cheese. They're going to go for the Boots of Travel play. Okay, he pops the Freezing Field. They're going to take out Weehaw here. Oh, what an ultimate. Okay, does it big, and now Admiral Bulldog, the rat through and through, goes straight to the bottom lane, starts chipping away at that Tier 3 tower. Buybacks are going to come out. Meepo, this is his last life. Right now, Team Secret on the verge of their very first loss as a new team in this best-of-3 against Alliance. But Alliance, they've been doing this ever since post-TI5, especially the last week or so. Calm, cool, gonna play this very passive and wait for another opening.
I mean, that was such a big opening, being able to find that mid-fight, and they kept Loda alive for pretty much ever. Like, if they were able to get a kill there and force a buyback, and they didn't have to use the Meepo buyback, they might have just gone straight down the mid lane, try to isolate Loda all in for him, like use everything, and immediately buyback. And they probably would have been able to do it, but Loda managed to survive on the back of some really nice force staffs. They had a really good engagement there, and
Glimmercape, I think, caught him, like, gave him just like a second worth of time at some point in time as well.
Yeah. The Glimmercape, they didn't have any vision for him, and Ake, that freezing field, is destroying this Meepo right now, and he doesn't have enough physical damage to keep up with the CM anymore. She's got 2,000 HP. The Lotus Orb provides like a lot for her because she's able to cast it on her teammates, remove the Hex, but it also gives her the armor that she desperately needed to be able to survive the Meepo. Like the first time that Weehaw just goes in on her, he just kills her immediately, doesn't really care. But the second time around, it takes him so many hits and he's just tanking it over and over again, and that's the weakness of the Meepo, is that he doesn't do anything with the BKB. Like the Shallow Grave doesn't really help him out either. So this Crystal Maiden pick, I mean, I didn't know if it would be able to scale, but it has. And the evasion too made such a big difference in that last fight. Like the Solar Crest on top of the Butterfly, on top of the Radiant chance.
Hey, yeah, I just felt like at some point in time, Loda wasn't taking any damage at all.
No, it was kind of absurd actually, and now they're playing really aggressively because they know they have the buybacks available. They know that Meepo doesn't, and the Ravage is up. They've got Refresher up in 20 seconds on top of that, and this is the opportunity that we were waiting for, is that one team won't have buyback, the enemy team will. Like, Loda has 8k gold. He can just immediately buy back if he wants in this fight. You've got Boots of Travel up on everybody. You've hit that phase of the game.
It's only this lane of Rax until they can get Mega Creeps. Now, Mega Creeps won't be the end of the game, but they don't want to let it happen. Already initiating with Misery, stunning up Loda, bringing him down to half HP. Sonic Wave doesn't really connect with anything. Jackie still has the Refresher, though. S4 waiting still for his opportunity to get the blink in Ravage. This could be game-winning if he finds the right opening here. Misery once again, Waller's Punch. They're playing it slow right now, just letting Loda be on the front lines and slowly but surely getting these objectives. My Nuts pops the ultimate. They're going to be on full retreat here. Oh, the Familiar's actually dropping. Meanwhile, Weeha's actually pushing in the top lane. There's only Admiral Bulldog to be able to defend. The rest of the team still catching up. Shiva's slowing down everyone on the side of Alliance. Another side of Vice. He's going to come back. Weehaw wants to be here for this fight. Loda now pops the Satanic. Here comes the Ravage! Forward lost down! Ravage comes in again! Weehaw stunned up! Freezing field! Let it go! Okay, he's going to just crush through all of them! No buyback on Weehaw. Immediate buyback out from Loda. And all the team just starts swarming in Puppy, for somehow is the Vanguard still alive through all of this one, but eventually they will eat through him and snare, right click, and he's going to be going down. The Shell Grave only buys him so much, and now there's going to be two heroes without buyback, and Mega Creeps going to be coming in for Alliance here sometime soon. Already the Creeps are threatening that Radiant Ancient. They're scrambling to be able to just stay alive in this game, but Alliance, they smell blood in the water, and they're going to be able to surge forward to finish off at least Mega Creeps here, and eventually go for the throne. They're trying to target Admiral Bulldog right now. Actually pops the BKB. Lotus Orb actually keep it alive, and now they get the lockdown of the Abyssal. Jackie gets saved by the Shallow Grave. Sonic Wave goes out. He can actually blink himself away, but the Frostbite's controlling, and he's still going to go down. He doesn't have a buyback either, and GG's finally called. Team Secret's first loss, and in epic fashion, Alliance take it 78 minutes in.
I mean, that bottom fight, that Lotus Orb immediately removes the Hex. Loda is able to turn on that Satanic. He doesn't go down immediately, and it took them so long to kill him, and Puppy was in the middle of the fray the entire time, but it didn't even matter. Alliance sync up completely there. Like that 4-man Ravage on top of the freezing field from Ake. I mean, I've talked about him all game, but this entire team played really well. Like, they itemized perfectly, they played patiently, they understood the limitations of the lineup, what they had to do to kind of win that game. They had to play around the Ravage timings, and eventually it pays off. And I mean, we waited for it all game, but S4 gets that double 4-man Ravage off. I think it was actually 5.
Man, and that's just game number 1, guys. We'll be back. We got to take a break, but we'll be back quite soon for our second game of this series. I can't believe it. You called it 2-0, but and I think everybody kind of agreed with you that Alliance just weren't going to be able to stand up to the new Team Secret, but we haven't seen much from them, and it turns out that Alliance, at least in this game, proved to be the stronger team. Who knows? Maybe they can provide an upset for the whole entire series. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with Game 2.